Hi guys, it's Shamsa and welcome back to another video. Now, the recipe that I'm going to share with you all today is a firm favourite in my household, and if you try this, it will be in yours as well too. The recipe is Mutton Yakhni Pilau, and it's honestly such an amazing recipe. I'm going to run through the ingredients with you quickly and then we'll start cooking. Right guys, this is a two-step recipe. Now for the first step we are going to be making the yakhni, which is the stock. I'm using 1 kg of mutton on the bone. Now I've had it cut into biggish pieces. Now the reason for that is because I want the meat to be the centerpiece of the rice dish, and it will shrink a little when it cooks as well, so that's a kg of that. I also have 1 onion which I've quartered, the same of a tomato which I've quartered, and I've also got a whole kettle of boiled water in this jug here. Now this equates to 6 cups or mugs that you use, and some whole spices I have here. I have 1.5 tablespoons of coriander seeds, the same of cumin seeds. I've got 3 black cardamom pods, and I have 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns and cloves. I've got 2 cinnamon sticks roughly the size of my thumb, and I've got fresh ginger here which I've left the skin on, and I've just sliced it in chunks, and I've also got about 6 to 7 garlic cloves which I've peeled. Now that's the stock done. Now for the rice, you're going to need 1/2 cup of oil. I've got 3 cups of basmati rice. I've got 2 medium onions which I've sliced. I've got 3 fresh tomatoes which I've chopped, and the following spices. I have 1.5 tablespoons of salt. I've got 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds and coriander powder. I've got 3 bay leaves. I've got 1 cinnamon stick, and I've got 2 black cardamom pods. I've got 1/2 teaspoon here of cloves and black peppercorns. I've got 1 piece each of frozen ginger and garlic, and I've got 4 bullet chilies here which I've sliced halfway through. These are optional, you don't have to add these if you don't want to. I like them in, that's why I add them. So let's start cooking. Right, we're going to start off by adding our meat straight into a big pot. And to that I'm going to add my onion and my tomato. And then I'm going to throw in the whole spices straight in like that, and just top that with the whole kettle of boiled water. And then just give everything a mix. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the lid on and allow that to come up to the boil first of all, and then I'm going to leave that on a medium simmer and just cook that for approximately 45 minutes to an hour, and I'll check at the 45-minute mark to see how it's looking. Now we want the meat to be 80% cooked, so at 45 minutes we'll see how it's looking. So guys, that's the 45-minute timer that's just gone off, and now I am just going to check this meat. That smells absolutely amazing, that yakhni does. So you can see that's been cooking away now. So let's just check the meat. So just grab a piece of mutton, just like that, and still tough, a lot. I'm going to try and do it with my fingers if I can. That is still tough. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pop the lid back on again, and I'm going to just let that simmer away for another 15 to 20 minutes, and I'll see how that looks in about 20 minutes time. Okay guys, it's been 20 minutes this has been cooking away, so in total it's been cooking just over an hour, so an hour and 5 minutes. And let's have a look at this now. And I'm just going to take a piece of meat out to show you. So just grab anything. Oops. And then there you are. And I'm just going to put the knife through that, and that is nice and soft now. So you can see, if I try to do that with my hands, it should break off. Yeah. So you can see now that's 80% cooked, and that's what we're looking for. So turn the hob off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out all of the meat pieces that I've got in here into a plate, and then just pop them to the side. And the stock, I'm going to strain it all off and pop it into my jug, and I'm going to discard all of the spices and all of the ginger and the onions and everything that I've added, so we've just got a really nice clean stock to use. So let me do that, and I will be back with the clean pan. I'm using the same pot to cook in, so I'll do that and I'll see you back shortly in a while. Right guys, I've cleaned my pot and I've also strained my stock into my jug, which I'm going to just pop to the side. So get the pot nice and hot, and then we're going to go straight in with the oil, and we're just going to let that heat up. And then I'm going to throw in the whole spices, so the bay leaves, the cinnamon stick and the black cardamom pods, and the black peppercorns and the cloves as well, and also the cumin seeds. And I'm just going to fry these for a couple of seconds. And now we can add the onions into this. And we're going to fry the onions until they're really nice and dark golden brown in colour. And that's going to take approximately 8 to 10 minutes. And I will show you how they look once they're done. Okay guys, my onions are done now, so you can see they're really nice and brown in colour. Now there's some bits that are slightly darker than others, but that's perfectly fine because they'll just add more colour to the masala that we're making. And to that I'm going to add my tomatoes. And the ginger and garlic, the coriander powder and the salt. I'm also going to add 1 ladle of stock that I made, and we're going to cook this for about 5 minutes until the tomatoes are really nice and soft and the onions have like broken down as well. And in the meantime, while that's cooking away, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash and I'm going to soak my rice for approximately 15 to 20 minutes. By the time this is done, and also the meat we're going to add in, the rice will be ready to add in as well. I'm just going to add a little bit more water into this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to throw in our mutton, and we're going to bun this now. We're going to bun it for about 10 minutes, and we will be adding small amounts of water into this, so if it starts to stick at the bottom, then just use the stock and just keep adding small amounts in and just cook it for 10 minutes, and I'll show you how it looks after 10 minutes. So I'm halfway through the cooking of the mutton. I'm going to add my chilies inside. So whilst the mutton's cooking away guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat my oven to 185 degrees Celsius. I'm going to be putting my Mutton Pilau inside the oven for dum, because I think it really does give a better dum inside the oven. You can use your hob settings, that's fine, it will work there as well, but I just think that with the even distribution of heat in the oven, it gives better dum. So we'll do that right now. So 185, preheat on, so by the time the rice is done and everything, the oven's going to be ready for the Mutton Pilau. Okay guys, my mutton is now ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stock, which I have in my jug, and I'm going to measure out 4 cups of water, 4 cups of stock. So just using my standard mug measurement, I'm going to use the stock that we made the yakhni earlier and pop that in. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And if you for any reason don't have the 4 cups, then just make up the remaining amount with boiled kettle water. So we're going to allow that to come up to the boil, and then we're going to add the rice in. Okay guys, my water's come to the boil and I've drained off my rice, and I'm just going to add that straight in. And then just gently stir that in. And we're going to allow the rice to cook on full heat, full power, and until all of that water is completely gone. And then I'll show you what we're going to do next. I'm just going to pop the lid on and just allow that to sort of like cook away. So at this stage what we're going to do, because the water is more or less dry, we're just going to keep gently moving the rice around so all of that water is kind of dry before we actually put it into the oven for dum. And it also will help prevent it from sticking at the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my heat setting off, and as you can see, all of that water more or less is dry now. There's nothing left in there. There's a slight bit of moisture in there which the rice obviously need to cook in, so I'm just turning it off, and just make sure you get all the rice off the edges. And I've got myself a clean tea towel here which I've just rinsed underneath the water, and I've just squeezed out all of the excess water, and I'm just going to pop that on top, and I'm going to pop the lid on like that. And this is how I'm going to give them. You've obviously seen that in previous videos, and just bring that up like that. And then I'm going to pop this into the oven at, like I mentioned, 185 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes, and that's in the middle of the oven. So I'm going to do that now. My oven is nice and hot and ready. And I'll show you how it looks in roughly 10 to 15 minutes. The rice is done now, and I'm going to gently try and take it out. Remember, it's hot. Here we are. Very gently just take everything off. My God, if you could smell this, just lifting that lid off, that waft of pilau rice. But there you go. That's how it's looking. And we're just going to gently just bring everything from the bottom all the way up to the top. That is cooked to perfection. Just look at that. Each grain is separated. So I'm just going to go around and just bring everything from the bottom up. There we are. Smells so good, guys. So there you have it, guys. There is my Mutton Yakhni Pilau, and let me plate this up and tell you exactly how it is. So guys, my Mutton Pilau is ready now, and I'm going to try this and tell you guys exactly how it is. It smelled amazing when it came out the oven, and I can't wait to tuck into this now. So here goes. That rice has so much flavour from that yakhni, that stock we made. Absolutely amazing. And that meat, oh, it's delicious. I have to say, that is one of my favourite dishes all time, hands down. That is my favourite dish. Guys, if you found this video helpful, do give it a big thumbs up. Don't also forget to try the recipe because it's honestly such an amazing recipe. Sure, it takes a little bit of time, but we are working with mutton and that's where you get that flavour from. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already and hit that bell button to be notified of any updates. I will catch you with another video like this one very soon. Till then, take care and happy eating.